Hey guys, grab yourself a cup of tea. We're gonna have a nice little cozy chatty video today, as is pretty much becoming my end of year tradition. I really enjoy sitting down with you at the end of the year and reflecting on the past year, looking forward to the year that's to come. I have Earl Grey tea here. Oh guys, 2020 is finally ending. I don't think I've ever said this before. But I cannot wait for this year to be over. I am so ready for a new beginning, fresh start, a better year next year. Fingers crossed. I really hope all of this blows over quickly, is resolved, and not just here but all around the world. I just am very ready for that, and I think everyone is. I know many people are not setting New Year's resolutions for 2021 after this year, which I can completely understand if you don't feel up to that and just want to, get back into normal life. But for me personally, I feel like my 2020 was kind of wasted. I had a couple of plans that I wasn't able to do at all due to the whole pandemic, of course. And I feel pretty energized and kind of ready to do stuff again and work on goals again. I feel like I was kind of stuck this year. Of course, we still don't know how next year is going to go and what it's going to bring, but I'm starting to carefully feel hopeful that it will in fact be better. I wanted to start out today by looking back at the New Year's resolutions that I set at the beginning of this year, see how I did with them, and then move on to the new ones for 2021. I am usually really good with sticking to my goals and New Year's resolutions, but I have a feeling that this year things didn't go as well as I had hoped. So the first thing on my list, and that was the biggest thing, was to get off my phone, to do something about my phone addiction, social media addiction, just to stop using my phone as a crutch, I guess. And I tried so hard with this one this year, but with everything that happened, I just wasn't able. I was off to a great start at the beginning of the year. I did the week without a smartphone challenge in January, which went really great. I did really well for a while after that, but then as the pandemic hit, I just went into a state of complete panic and relied on my phone heavily for exactly the things I didn't really want to use it for anymore. Distraction, entertainment, keeping me busy and, steering me away from my thoughts, I guess. And it was good, it was comfortable, it was nice, but I don't think that that's a very healthy way to use your phone. And this was an emergency situation, of course. I hope this is the one time in my life I have to go through something like this. Knock on wood. Yeah, in kind of like normal day-to-day life, that is exactly what I do not want to use my phone for. I was a mess, I was in a state, and I relied on my phone to pull me through, and it did work, and I guess that's okay. I think it's safe to say this one was a fail. It's one I am definitely going to carry through to next year. The next thing that I wanted to do was to be more optimistic and have a positive outlook, not be so serious and gloomy. And wow, there is this like tiny part of me that feels like I jinxed it. I jinxed 2020 by setting this goal because I have never had so many opportunities to really test my flexibility, I guess, ability to handle setbacks, and to practice having a positive outlook. Wow, I failed miserably. This was way too much. Way too much for someone who is just starting out with trying to get maybe a more positive outlook. In case you don't know, I am a notorious pessimist. I may not look it in my videos, but I definitely am. I always see the worst in things. I am very quick to point out everything that's bad about situations. Yeah, I have a very negative mindset in general, and I do actively try to work on that, and I wanted to do that this year, but I don't think this was the year for that. Maybe it was, and I did get a lot of practice, and I must say I got through the year. And I think if this had happened 5 to 10 years ago, I would have handled it very differently. So maybe this is a semi-success, although I don't feel like, I was the best at this. Next thing I wanted to do was work related, and it was to always be ahead by 2 weeks of content. And I think I did pretty okay with this. This is something that I always struggle with a lot. I don't know why. Well, I do actually know, I do know. I have been doing this job for 12 years now, and I have made over 1,000 videos, and sometimes I just run out of ideas. And the times that I do run out of ideas come more and more frequently because, you know, it obviously I have been doing this for so long. But I think when that happens, the best thing is to tap into a new source of inspiration. A couple of years ago, for me, that was historical hairstyling. And now this year I have discovered sewing, which brings so many possibilities for new content ideas, and that has really helped a lot. And I'm very, very glad that the sewing content is well received and people enjoy it. I remember this is one that I brought over from last year, and this year was much more successful in regards to that than last year, but that is of course because I was just stuck at home all year and I had all the time in the world to film content. I'm gonna call that one a win. Next thing I wanted to do is to tidy after every activity. I am a bit of a clutter bug. I tend to leave stuff where I left it and then do one big cleanup at the end of the day. I wanted to stop doing that so that the house would be continuously tidy. I was actually pretty good with this. I am very happy with how this went. I think this has become much more of a habit now, and I'm very happy about that. So this one definitely a success. And then the next 2 points I just was not able to do because they were virtually impossible. The first one was to focus more on secondhand shopping and selling. I did do some closet sales this year, which I really enjoyed actually doing. I did them over on Instagram after I decluttered my closet. That was really nice, but secondhand shopping just wasn't really an option this year. We had a couple of lockdowns when the shops were all closed, and then we weren't in lockdown. I didn't really feel like going out and shopping because we were still in a pandemic. So no, I haven't actually shopped at all this year, except for food. So that one unfortunately did not happen. And the last thing, and that was my big goal for this year, was to find out whether we could get a mortgage and perhaps buy a house. And that is the biggest fail of all. In the first half of the year, my mind just was not in it. I didn't even want to buy a house at that point because I was very fearful for a long time. Then in the second half of the year, I did start looking into things again. We have a housing crisis in the Netherlands. We don't have enough homes for all the people who live here. We have 17 million people in this tiny, tiny country, and the housing market is insane, especially in the area where Robert and I are from. We don't want to live here, really. We don't care much, or I at least don't really care for Amsterdam at all. Robert only really cares about it because all our friends or family are here. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to live in Amsterdam. We would be very happy to move away, but everything within like an hour from here is still very, very expensive, and we don't want to live more than that away from our friends and family. Oh, just for a bit of context, an hour's drive takes you more than halfway across to the other side of the country. Anything beyond that pretty much is what I would refer to as the literal other side of the country. So we're not used to driving long distances over here. No one is, and it would be a hurdle for people to come visit and for us to visit them, and that would kind of cut us off from our social lives. And then also my situation is kind of complicated because I'm a business owner, small business owner with a very irregular income stream, and getting a mortgage as a small business owner is not as difficult as it used to be, but still pretty hard. So I am definitely carrying this one over to next year. We just need to bite the bullet and talk to a mortgage advisor and get some insights on how things actually work and where we're at, where we're standing, what our options are. I was hoping to do that this year, but yeah, this was not the year. So next year, 2021. Of course, the biggest thing that we already know now that is happening is our wedding. We are getting married in June, and I am so excited about that. We are planning an absolutely beautiful forest wedding. We have the biggest, most important things all in place, but we're still planning all the details, and we'll be pretty busy with this for I think the first half of the year. And that's also why I decided to not set as many goals and resolutions for this year. I want to focus on the wedding, then focus on getting a house. Those are the two biggest things, and those are very major. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna occupy all of my time because I also need to work. I am planning to actually start on the wedding dress in January. I did a few things here and there. I got the fabric and everything, but I haven't actually started sewing yet. But now that I have a really nice new sewing machine that I got for Christmas from my parents, so grateful for that, I can actually get started. So that's gonna keep me pretty busy for a couple of months. And that is kind of my biggest goal for this year, just getting the wedding done, getting it done right, and then looking into potentially buying some property. And maybe not a house, but an apartment. Might have to adjust some expectations there. My one resolution that I do have is, once again, to continue working on that phone addiction, to use it as a tool and not a toy, I guess. I think that's the most important takeaway here. So I need to set some new strategies in place to do that, but I have some ideas. Robert got me this really nice watch, this smartwatch for Christmas, which actually helps a lot because, ow, I just stabbed myself with my nail. This really helps because it shows my notifications and it receives phone calls, and that allows the anxiety part of my head to actually leave my phone in a different room and somewhere where I can't see it, because now I always need to have it close in case there's an emergency and someone calls me. I don't know, I'm always kind of, that is always in the back of my head that something horrible might happen and people might need to reach me. And now I don't have to actually have my phone on me for that. I think that's going to be a huge help. I'm just going to leave it somewhere where I can't see it. And for me, I'm a very out of sight, out of mind type of person, and that's really going to help me, I think. And there's a couple more things I want to do, like, you know, phone-free times, phone-free areas. I have a whole video on kind of strategies you can use to use your phone less. So I definitely need to rewatch that and actually implement those again in my life. And then the second thing, the second resolution I have for this year is a business related one, and that is to improve the structure in my workflow. I am prone to feeling a bit overwhelmed with work, even though I have the most fun job. There is a lot that comes with it. Loads of different elements that all need to be combined, loads of different job functions, I guess, that I all do myself, and I would like to get more structure in that so that I can you know, optimize things, optimize the workflow, optimize processes, maybe digitalize even more, make sure that things are automatic, spreadsheets, things like that. I do have systems and spreadsheets and things in place, but I think they could be better and serve me better. So that is something that I want to focus on this year, and hopefully that will help me with the content planning as well, and with the whole being ahead by a couple of uploads, you know, that I was working on this year. Those are my goals and resolutions for the new year. I really hope that they will be possible this year. I just really hope we can have the wedding. That's the first thing. Apartment hunting as well. So fingers crossed the vaccination programs go well and we're able to go back to semi-normal life again pretty soon. I would love to know if you guys are setting any resolutions and goals for next year, and if you are, then what are they? What is the main one, the biggest one? Do let me know in the comments. I would love to chat to you about this. But I think that's where I'm going to end the video for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed having a nice little cozy chat with me. If you did enjoy, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for loads more stuff coming in the new year. If you would like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there are links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here, right here, that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!